Welcome to A Shot of Ag. I'm your host, Rob Sharkey. They say Georgia has the best peaches on the face of the earth. They're wrong. There is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that beats a peach from Southern Illinois. Today's guest, Austin Flamm, is going to tell us all about that. Welcome, Austin.
Hi, how you doing?
You grow peaches in Southern Illinois, don't you?
That's right. That's right.
Now, my wife and I went to school at Southern, and I tell you, that's when we discovered that holy cow. Why didn't we know about this stuff? You guys, nobody talks about it. They always talk about Georgia and all this stupid places. Why don't Southern Illinois? Why doesn't it get it recognition for peaches?
I think it does in its own light. I mean, if you've tried a peach from Southern Illinois, you know. If you know, you know situation.
If you know, you know. Exactly.
But we can grow a peach to rival any peach in the world, and I stand by that.
Rival, you can beat them.
We can beat them. Yeah.
You're from Cobden, Illinois.
That's
now, where
correct.
is that?
Far Southern Illinois. We are 15 minutes south of Carbondale, in the part of Illinois that is not flat.
You get a little goofy down there. Yeah. How long of a drive to Peoria?
4 hours and some change.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming. We interviewed you on the XM show, and we're definitely excited to get you up here, what you and your family are doing. Is it the largest orchard in Illinois?
Yeah, as far as just orchards are concerned, we are the largest orchard. That's like being the biggest fish in a small pond, though. There's not a lot of orchards in this state.
There's enough, though, isn't it?
There's a lot of agritourism. We're more on the commercial side. We're a wholesale orchard.
Okay, so like on your orchard, people aren't, riding the train and feeding goats and stuff?
Correct. We have a retail farm market where you can come buy our product. We serve seasonal desserts, all using family recipes. But ultimately, the majority of our business is done through shipping it across the Midwest.
Okay. What all do you raise?
We do strawberries, peaches, apples, and then we do various vegetables. It really depends on the year, the markets, the climate, and on our decision on what vegetables we're growing.
Is there a bread and butter vegetable?
Used to be zucchini squash, randomly enough. We were good at growing it, and there was a big market for it, but in more recent years, we've scaled way back on that. It's hard to compete with foreign produce coming in. So really just, I'd say strawberries, peaches, and apples are where our bread and butter is at.
Is it coming from like Mexico or?
Correct.
Okay.
They bring it in during the American growing season. It's cheap. They can get it in here cheaper than we can even raise it. So.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Maybe you should buy it from them. So you grew up on do you say you're a farmer, or do you say the farm, or?
I call myself a farmer when people ask what I do,
okay.
But I feel like a lot of days I do less farming and more just business. But yeah I'm a farmer.
But
I grew up on the farm.
You tell your wife, hey, I'm going to the farm, or do you always say orchard?
Farm.
Okay,
I call it the farm.
Yeah. You grew up on the farm then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Born and raised there.
You raised picking apples and all that stuff?
I've done everything at least once on our farm. And let me tell you, people think going out and picking apples or peaches, or especially vegetables or strawberries, something you have to bend over, they think that's fun.
Yeah.
It is extremely hard work.
It's a lot of fun for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, I haven't even got a tenth of this tree done.
And when you're picking something like strawberries, the problem is you eat them as fast as you're saving them. So you work for 10 minutes, you only have 5 minutes to show for it.
Yeah, but you can only eat so many. That's the first 10 minutes. So after that,
Sure,
you're probably
sure.
full, aren't you? Yeah. Is there bread and butter? The strawberries, the peaches, the apples?
Yeah, I'd say that's what it is. From our retail standpoint, the strawberries and the peaches are unmatched. The apples are where we start to slow down. From the commercial side, the wholesale side, I think our peaches are probably what takes the cake from that.
Apples, that's a funny business. They're kind of oversupplied, aren't they?
They are, and there's a lot of apples available year round. What makes a strawberry and a peach extremely unique is the fact that it's still very seasonal. You can't go to just any store and find a peach in January, but you can do that with an apple.
Do you make cider?
We don't make our own cider, but
Yeah.
we do have cider there at the farm.
Okay. Do you make the hard cider?
I've attempted that at home
I
before,
bet
and
you
it
have.
did not go well.
Well, it's easy. You could just pour a little into cider, right? And
Yeah,
just sell that.
there you go.
With this, I mean, and sitting up here, this smells incredible. These are your strawberries. Like, when were they
Correct.
picked?
Yesterday morning.
Oh, so they're
I
those
came
fresh.
to Peoria yesterday, and I had to ride all the way up here with those, so I've been smelling them for like a day now.
It smells fantastic. Can I try one?
Of course.
Okay. Is there any secret to eating them, or just eat them?
Enjoy.
That is good. Now, okay. All right. Bear with me. Okay, let's wait. How? So yours aren't empty.
Correct, and they're red all the way through.
A lot of those strawberries you get, it's like empty inside. This thing is like delicious.
Correct. A lot of strawberries you'll find at the store, they still have the green tip on them here. When you bite into them, there's a white center rather than a red center. That's because they're picked prematurely. They're not ripe. That way they can ship and have longer shelf life. But we allow our strawberries to stay on the vine until they're ripe, ready to eat. We pick them fresh, we sell them fresh, and in one regard, you don't have as long of a shelf life, but who needs that when you're going to eat them anyways?
Yeah, no kidding. You want one? Yeah.
Thank you. That's delicious.
It is good.
good
It's a lot
strawberry,
different
isn't
than you get at Kroger or wherever. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I have a 3.5-year-old son, and he's a little bit of a fruit snob, believe it or not.
Well, I would be too.
And we went to a friend of his birthday party, and they had a fruit tray there last week.
Oh no.
And the fruit tray included strawberries. But he, in front of everybody, refused to eat the strawberry because he said it was still green and not ready.
I mean,
And
come on.
Everyone laughed, but
you
I
were
was
a little bit
I
proud,
was
weren't you?
I was very proud of him.
And do you guys have a kitchen then?
We do. We have a bakery on our farm. We have a jam processing line on our farm.
Are these the same?
Yeah, they're the same, just
Okay.
different sizes. We make all of that ourselves. Kind of.
Oh,
There it is.
that's a good sound. Okay, what were you saying before you rudely interrupted me?
We do a lot of seasonal desserts on our farm. We do strawberry shortcake. We do peach cobbler, apple pie, apple dumplings. All of it's my grandmother's recipes, including this jam. The old way of doing it was she would make it on a stove, stirring by hand, and now we're upgraded to busting it out in a more industrial way, but still the same quality, taste. Pretty good, isn't it?
Don't talk to me right now. Dude. Seriously?
It's not Schmuckers.
No.
That's Flamm Jam.
Okay, I could have done without that name. Clam jam.
Flamm.
Oh, flam. Okay. I was like, yeah, let's not get to clams. You want to try some? Yeah, come on up here. Let's get him set up. Right here we go. Look at this. There's a little bit on there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Don't spill any. Did you get enough? I don't want to. Do you want some? Okay. All right. I'll have yours then. We'll have this jar done in a minute, yeah. And the ingredients to this, are they pretty simple?
Strawberries, pectin, sugar.
What happened to the red dye or whatever they use?
That's all strawberries. This is your red dye right here. Chop them up, cook them. There you go.
I'm not even joking. I mean, the stuff you get in a grocery store, it's like a whole different product to that.
It's non-comparable. Stuff is fresh too. During strawberry season, we're making it virtually every day.
Like
during
when
the
was
week.
this made?
On May 6th. So like 2 weeks ago.
Down the grocery store, you'd have to look at the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
You want a cracker? I was rude.
No, I'm okay.
sure?
I'm positive.
All right. You probably have. When we raised hogs, pork chop is like the best thing in the world, but you got to a point where I don't want to eat pork anymore.
Yeah.
Are you that way with strawberries?
Oh yeah, I mean strawberries are great because they're real quick snacks. They're not messy. You know, peach, you got to take a shower after you eat one of our peaches. But the strawberries, I can just snack on them all day. What really gets me in trouble at the farm, worse than the fruit, is the ice cream machine.
Oh, you have. Oh my
You have
gosh.
to have a lot of self-control to be around an ice cream machine every day.
And is it just like at any time of the day you can go up there and put a cone under there and?
Technically, I could.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's hard to
Do you ever just
stay
like
away.
get under there and
I haven't. The health department wouldn't like it if I had. I wouldn't tell you if I did.
wink, wink. What? Just a vanilla?
Yep, vanilla soft serve.
Okay.
It's excellent ice cream though.
Yeah.
Goes good on all of our stuff we make. So.
So tell me about the tour, strawberry and peach tour.
Okay, so a few years ago we started what we were calling the Flamm Orchards Peach Tour. Essentially what it is, we have a lot of demand, especially through the state of Illinois, for our products. So we put them on the back of a refrigerated truck. We take off and hit the road. We're making stops in places like Peoria, Springfield, Bloomington, Champaign, Kankakee, all of Chicagoland. And we're selling peaches direct to consumer, straight from us. No middleman involved. And Peach Tour has been a great success the last few years. So this year we started a strawberry tour. Same deal, not going quite as far from home, but our peach tour is coming up this summer. We're going to be busy every weekend of July and August selling peaches out on the road. For any of your listeners that want to come see us, look us up online, flammorchards.com. We're getting ready to release the schedule for our peach tour. And you can place a pre-order, reserve a box, and we'll have it there for you on the date we show up.
So is it just, I don't know, do you park in like a Walmart parking lot and just people know that you're going to be there?
It started off, we partnered with Tractor Supply Company. They're real easy to work with. There's a lot of their locations scattered about. So we would use TSCs. Now it's evolved to, we're going to towns that maybe don't have a TSC, so we're looking at different locations, partnering with small family businesses. Pretty much if you'll allow us to park there for 2 hours and sell peaches, we'll come.
Do you come to Bradford?
Bradford.
It's
No.
what do you mean no? You don't want to come to Bradford, Illinois?
Where's Bradford, Illinois at? I'm from Southern Illinois.
That's right. This interview just took a sharp left. Yeah, no, I don't. I would not. I would. It's my hometown, but it's probably not going to.
You ever heard of Christ Orchards up here in Peoria?
Yeah, yeah.
They buy our peaches and sell them.
Do they?
Well, I'm good friends with the people who own it.
Yeah, we've had them on here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Molly and Kurt and all of them.
Much better interview than right now.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want our peaches, go see them because they get them and flip them.
Now,
Great people.
Do you do any of the I don't know, the fundraising things? I've seen it like Farm Bureaus. They'll do you get your oranges or whatever. Do you ever do any of that?
We actually this week have just supplied a few different high schools FFA chapters. They do fundraising by selling flats of strawberries, and then they take in the orders. We deliver the berries. Yeah, we have done that. We don't do a ton of it, but yeah, we do.
So, do you go out and to the tours? Are you the one selling?
Yeah. So there's 5 people who make up the ownership of Flamm Orchards, and one of us is on every tour. We feel like
Who's all involved?
It's myself, my cousin Parker, my dad, his dad Mike, my dad's name is Jeff, and then their cousin Karen.
Which one's the hardest to work with?
I'm going to just say that my dad Jeff is because he's my dad.
Okay.
The way it works though is I work a lot with my uncle and my cousin works a lot with my dad. Kind of divide and conquer, separate us, and our working and home relationship is much better because of it.
Working with family, it can be a blessing, also challenging. Are you guys finding a way to stay copacetic?
Oh yeah, I have a degree in agriculture, and I'll never forget one time in school, in an ag business class, the professor was talking about how it's very important to stay away from friends and family anytime you do business. So what did I do? I'm friends and family with everybody I work with.
My question is, though, you're out there and you grew this stuff, and now you are standing face to face with the people that are buying it. And I don't know. I mean, these are all perfect looking. I mean, but every once in a while you get, I don't know, a bruise or something like that, and people get so upset and so offended. How do you handle that? Because it would drive me insane.
I mean, obviously we get an occasional complaint, but honestly, it's extremely rewarding to be face to face out on the road, like on our tour, selling to people, because I don't know that I've had a complaint this year on the strawberries to my face while out selling them. it's nothing but, oh my gosh, these are so good. You know, we'll go and set up places for 2 hours. Somebody will get there right when we open, buy something. Before we're done, they're back to buy more because
Really?
they've gone home and tasted them. Oh yeah.
Well, you know, especially my wife makes strawberry rhubarb jam, which is, this is heaven, but her heaven has a upstairs, right? You know, it's perfect. But it's amazing to me because she'll go out, she'll go to the strawberry farm and she'll pick all these flats and that, and then she has like, you know, this much jelly. It takes so much to make the jams and the jelly. Is that what people are finding when they're buying from you?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I think a lot of times what people do is they're hesitant if they're going to like them, so they'll buy a quart and they go and they snack on a few of them. They decide, you know what, I can actually eat a flat of these.
Yeah.
So they're back for more.
Do you think that you can? You think that you could like show up to the same place the next week?
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
We on our tours, we make a hard effort to try and stop everywhere at least twice, because we want to offer not only options. If you're not available one day, you have the other day. But if you've got it once, it's pretty well known that you're going to want to have it again. So we
Yeah.
try to come back to you at some point.
Your artificial dye is getting on my fingers.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you went to college. You got a degree in ag. Was the plan to always come back to the family orchard?
Ultimately, I think that was the plan. I was fortunate because I had an orchard to come back to. My parents really pushed me to go to school. You know, they didn't care what I did. It was more or less just go get an education, explore what's out there. I was fortunate in the sense that I had a great college experience, met a lot of friends, got to do an internship, worked for a company outside of the area, and ultimately I decided I wanted to come back to the farm. That's what my family's always done. I felt, I don't want to say obligation, but it was, I wanted to carry on the family legacy, and myself and my cousin Parker are the only two that were in line to do it, and it's what we wanted.
So the family raising, you know, the crops is one thing, but moving into more of the kitchen side, how unnerving was that to make that kind of investment?
You know, we've been doing the kitchen side for about 25, 26 years now, since about the year 2000, and it's grown exponentially in that time. We keep seeing it trending upward. So it was a big investment to move into a lot of the bigger scale stuff that we're doing now, but it was a confident decision. We know it's going to work. It's just a matter of time seeing it come to life. But the name of our game right now is value added, because as our inputs in agriculture go up, and in my world, everything we do is done by hand. So one input that a row crop farmer doesn't have that we do on the scale that we do is our labor input. We're employing 120 people, and that's a big payroll every week.
Yeah.
So
Are
where
you H2A?
yes,
Yeah.
about 86 or so of them are H2A. The rest are local.
I'm pretty surprised you got that many local, because we've interviewed a lot of people like you, and they say they just can't do it.
We're getting far closer and closer to that with every year. We have local people in like management style roles on the farm. We have some local ladies who work in our packing house that help pack and ship the produce, and then our retail is entirely staffed locally, and our kitchen and everything. But I mean, if picking, packing our product, even operating tractors, really anything, our truck drivers, all H2A now.
So H2A is the migrant workers, for the people that don't know. I've heard that can be a lot of red tape and a lot of hassle. What are you finding?
Yes.
Okay.
It's extremely expensive.
Yeah.
It's a big time headache. There's a lot of paperwork. Everybody works under a contract. Logistical nightmare trying to get everybody here when you need them, how you need them. They have to go through a consulate and get interviewed to get up here, and that can take days. But at the end of the day, regardless of how much of a headache that H2A is on the employer, in our situation, we'd have been out of business 20 years or more ago without it. It's vital. It's the lifeline of our business.
Is it generally the same people coming
Yes.
up?
We've had guys that have been coming with us since we started it in 2007. They're going on 20 plus years. They're, we've seen the next generation of them coming. Their kids are coming. We have a few different father-son duos that work at our farm right now.
Married to Jessica. Where'd you meet her?
Correct. Through Farm Bureau in Chicago.
Oh,
At a meeting up there.
at the annual meeting?
Yep.
You met her at the meeting or in a bar?
I met her at the meeting. We
Yeah.
went to the bar.
Is a Howl at the Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the deal. That's surprising because that bar you can't hear each. Was that the thing? You had to pull her in close because you can't hear?
Well, I wasn't nervous because she didn't know what I was saying. I just sat there and smiled and shook my head yes. I'm still doing that now. That's
Whatever
why, that's
works,
why I'm
right?
happily married.
Yeah. She was a manager?
Yeah, in Jackson County.
Jackson
and
County.
I'm on the board and involved in Union County, and we're neighboring counties down in Southern Illinois.
Ooh, you stole the neighbor county, the manager, huh?
Listen, she quit the Farm Bureau and moved on to a different career path after I met her. And I've always said it's because she stayed in just long enough to find a good-looking farmer like myself.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
Okay. And 2 kids? How old
Yep.
are they?
Henry is 3.5, and Josephine is about 2 months.
Okay, and do they get out there and pick strawberries?
Henry, absolutely,
Yeah.
and he thinks his sister can, but she's 2 months old and she doesn't do much of anything right now. But according to Henry, she definitely could. That's been a lot at our house.
What's that mean to you? I mean, you grew up on Flamm Orchard, and now you have the next generation coming up. What's that mean when you see them out there?
It's the greatest accomplishment of my life. I'm getting to provide a lifestyle to my children that I had that so many people would do anything to have. You know, growing up, I didn't have the neighborhood kids and bicycles that we run around with. I had my four-wheeler and a farm, and I never got bored.
Yeah.
I played outside. I was never one to be into the video games and things, and that's so important to me in my life and raising my kids, and you know, I want my family to have that same experience, so I'm happy to be able to do that.
You literally are living what a lot of people think their dream is. Hell, they wrote that song about I want to move out to the country and eat a lot of peaches, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
presidents of the U.S. or whatever.
people want to do what you do. What don't they know? I mean, what's the hard part about what you're doing?
The lifestyle is that of a lot of hard work and years and years and years of commitment. I think it's sad, the state of our ag community right now, in the sense that if you grow up and you go to school and you decide, hey, I want to be a farmer, if you don't already have a farm to go back to, it is extremely difficult to get into agriculture, and especially difficult to get into a specialty type of agriculture because there's less resources available. You know, this is something, I'm the 6th generation of my family to steward our land and take care of the business, and you know, I look back at generations before me and how much hard work was put in to get it to where it's at today, and I feel like it's, you know, my duty in a way to pass that on to the next generation if they so want it as well.
We started the XM show. I challenged Emily, my wife, to get first generation farmers because there are none.
Yeah.
And then she found them. And I'm like, no, these aren't farmers. These are hippies and stuff like that. But no, I mean, they're making money. They're figuring it out. It's different than what you and I think, but they are doing it. The tour, what are some of the local areas that you're coming to?
Populated areas, so you're talking Peoria, Bloomington, DeKalb, Springfield, Kankakee, Champaign. I would encourage everybody to follow Flamm Orchards on Facebook, go visit our website. Because of the logistics of making that tour happen, we haven't released the dates and schedule yet, but it is coming soon. It'll be easy to find out as soon as it's out there. If you follow us on Facebook, check out our website, whatever.
Yeah, and I will say these are not what you get in a grocery store.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you know there is, right?
Yeah.
It's healthy, but just the taste definitely does not compare. All right, get one, man. We'll do the
A little cheers.
the cheers. Yeah, don't
Don't
screw
mind
this
if I
up.
do.
Yeah, awesome.
That's how they're supposed to be.
We got like 30 seconds left. I don't know what to do now.
Just eat
You think we
strawberries,
can
I
eat
guess.
Strawberries for yeah.
My son eats them. You have to like essentially take his shirt off and hose him down because he's got juice going all the way down to his elbow. I love it. I don't even care. he just doesn't know when to stop, you know.
There is no good way to eat a peach, though, right? Without getting it all over you.
I mean, the
And
best.
you've got a beard too. You got to be a mess.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you got to take a shower when you're done eating one of our peaches, but well worth it.
Where'd you put your time?
Right here.
Here, I got that. Yeah.
Didn't know if I was allowed to throw mine.
Dude, this is probably the last show we're gonna do here. All right, Austin Flamm from Cobden, Illinois. Flamm Orchards. Make sure you go check them out. Your Facebook, and then what was the website again?
FlammOrchards.com.
Yeah. Austin, I want to thank you for making the trip up. I know it wasn't easy. I know you are a busy guy, and I know it's your busy time of the year. But thanks for coming up and sharing your strawberries and your stories. It is a great story of agriculture success. It's a great story of how a family can raise a family on a farm and be successful and all that. And you're modest in a way that you're not talking about all the hard work and the heartache that comes along with it, but it's very cool. Austin Flamm, thank you very much. Everybody else, catch you next time. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to explore more of our local content. You can connect with us on our social media platforms, visit our website, or download and watch the free PBS app. We can't wait to see you next time on A Shot of Ag.